Hello and welcome to another episode of Sandy Killer Projects. In this episode, we're going to do the timing belt and the water pump on the 2023 Honda Passport Trailsport that we have. Before we get started, as you can see, I have a shirt on, which is why I'm using this nifty mic. My uncle actually made this stand with this 3D printer. It's pretty cool. We have a new merch store, and you can get this shirt from it. It says, if you drive it like you stole it, it's going to run like you wrecked it. It's just an expression I like to say. It just basically means if you drive a car too hard, your car is going to drive like crap, which happens in most cases. All right, so to remove the tire off, you're going to use a 22 millimeter socket and or a 7/8 socket to remove the bolts off of it. And then the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to start pulling the inner fender off. To do that, you're going to use a tool that helps remove the inner fender plastic mounts, and you also need a Phillips head screwdriver. So I pulled the inner fender out. Why? I did it because I need to be able to access the bottom of the engine right here. And the way the inner fender is designed, it goes across this space and it goes up underneath the front here. In fact, I didn't even take it all the way out because there are two pop plugs on the back side, just under the there, which if I squeeze them hard enough to get them to go through, they will actually break, and then I'll have to replace the clips. This is what we need access to. The whole part that we're working on is all right up here. So at the absolute minimum, these are the tools that you need. You need some sort of door popper tool to lift the plastic things, flat Phillips head screwdriver, and probably a 10 millimeter. I just use an adjustable. This doesn't need to happen at this step, but I took it off to get it out of my way. The plastic cover on the front just snaps on and off. You need to be able to take it off because you need to be able to get to the radiator cap, which is right here. We're going to have to use that to refill the radiator after we replace the water pump. And at this point, what I'm working on is I'm removing these 10 millimeters in the front cover for the timing belt. Okay, so in the pursuit of trying to get the timing covers off, we've gotten these off. There's 4 or 5 screws in each one of them, are all 10 millimeter. None of this stuff comes off easy. There's a lot of stuff in the way. So let me show you one of the things I had to take off to be able to get to the next part. This is the upper half of the engine mount and a bracket that sits on top of it. They're 14 millimeters for the 2 long bolts that you see there, and the one long one I believe is 17. So if you look right there and right there, those are the 2 holes for the top half of the engine mount. It also mounts back to over here, and there is a ground lug on the side of the body right there. That gets all that out. That gives you access to the upper hardware that's in here. The problem that you have after that is getting the base cover off. You now have to take the regular belt off of it, the accessory belt. Let me show you to get that off. That right there is the accessories belt tensioner. Just behind that, there's what I believe is a 3/4 that you can crank on the other end of it to release the tension off it to pull the belt out. It is the next day. It got too hot and I had plans later in the afternoon, so I had to call it a day. I've got 3 bolts that are left on the cover for the timing chain. To get to one of them, I had to remove the belt tensioner, which is this guy. There's a bolt right here, and there's a little one down right there, and that's what holds or what covers one of the cover bolts. The other 2 cover bolts are covered by the crank pulley for the accessory belt. So I know these are tough, so I borrowed this from Bill. This is known to be able to get these Honda bolts off because they are very, very tight to get off, and that bounced around and wouldn't even attempt to do it. So I ended up having to go to AutoZone and get that tool that you see with that wrench on it up there. That is used to lock up the pulley for the crank, and then all these extensions and this pipe is what I ended up having to use. And when it let go, it popped. That thing had to have had at least a couple 100 pounds on it. I think they only get set at like 90 foot-pounds. Why it's got like 200 on it, I don't know. We'll torque it properly when we're putting it back together. But right now, I'm to the point where I can get that off. It spins freely, so I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to get the 2 bolts behind it, and that'll get the last of the cover stuff. Once you have the crank bolt off, you're going to put it back in because you have to line up TDC, which, as you can see, I've put a yellow mark right on the top of where the mark is for the TDC. And it also has a mark on this cross brace. Mark on the pulley is there, and the mark above it is right there. There are two positions for this. So if on your pulley up top it says 5 instead of 1, then you're 180 degrees out and you got to turn it over one more time. So those are your timing marks, but you have to put this bolt back in. You don't have to crank it down, you just have to put it back in. The next thing you're going to do is get these two bottom bolts, this one and this one. That allows the rest of the cover to come off. Okay, so once the cover's off, you're going to have this. There's like 6 bolts in the bottom and there's 4 in each of the top. And because of that, you have a whole pile of the exact same 10mm bolts. So this is the next thing that has to come off after that. This is the engine side motor mount. So the reason why it has to come off with these 14mm, 3 of them, is because inside of here is where the water pump sits. The pulley actually rides inside of here. If you don't take this off, you can't access getting the water pump out. To do that with your timing chain as well. The other problem is, and it seems silly, but there's a hidden 10mm that is attached to the wiring stuff, and I'll show you how to take that out. You see how I have the long wrench down in here and it's going in behind the electrical? Well, there's a little cover. You lift this cover off and then slide down into the back. There's a 10mm screw. I'm gonna leave the screw in place, but that's how you have to access it to get that off of the top of the motor mount. And if you don't take it off, it'll just hang there after you get the 3 14mm out. That guy right there, that is your water pump. That's the closest you're going to be able to see it from this view. I've also taken a series of pictures showing the top dead center position on that timing pulley, and the crank pulley. I'll put those up there and denote which ones each are and show you how it looks like TDC. Next thing that we have to do is start removing the tensioners to get the timing belt off. Inside of your car is a follower and a tensioner. This is how it looks in the car. If we go straight into the car, this is the front of the car, this is the cab. So your follower and your tensioner, you take these off first. This is 2 10mm. This takes the tension off. Once the tension is off of the belt, take this off, take this off. These are both 14mm. These come out and then you can take your belt off. Okay, so this is the kit we got for the rebuild on it. It is a Gates kit. We got it at Rock Auto. The part number is TCKWP 329A. It comes with a Gates tensioner belt. It comes with a Gates water pump and seal. It comes with your tensioner and your follower, and it comes with the actual tensioner itself. If you notice, there is a key in the end of it to keep it locked up. You need to keep that all the way in there like that the entire time. Take it out of the bag, but don't take this little metal ring off of it. Leave that in the whole time. All right, so here's the water pump out of it. Those right there are the bolt positions for each of them. There's another one that goes like right here, just on the outside of the pump. Or on the pump, it would be like below right here. That one doesn't come out. It has nothing to do with this. Don't take it out. If you do, it's a little bit longer. It shouldn't be removed for this though. This is the 5 bolts that are in it, and the 3 that you see right here are actually for your engine mounts. That piece we took off that goes over the top of your water pump. Everything's in a bad position going back in. There's 5 bolts on the water pump. I'm not 100% sure on the torque specs on them, but seeing as they're like 6mm bolts, the torque specs can't be super high on them. The water pump is new. It's the silver thing down there. The old one was black. And make sure you wipe everything up, because otherwise you're going to have antifreeze blasting around in your timing belt area. Water pump and wipe everything up. Mine kind of exploded as it came out. I had a drip pan underneath, but it didn't make any difference. I had to put like 5 towels down there to pick everything up. I didn't drain the radiator because I wanted to keep as much liquid in the system as possible, and I only wanted what was coming out of the engine. Plus I've got a jack on it, so the engine's a hair up anyway. So I didn't really lose that much, but it was still a pain. All right, so if you look down in there, I've got the follower in. I don't have the tensioner in. One thing I do want to make sure that people are aware of, this is the back and this is the front. What's the difference? The back sticks out just a hair so that this can continue to roll, because it actually locks up on this surface and the bolt goes through and pushes down on this inner surface. So if you put it in backwards, as soon as you go to tighten it up, this will be completely locked in and won't be able to spin. This is the correct direction. It mounts onto the engine this way with the recess sticking out and the bolt going through it this direction. At this point, I've been doing this long enough that my sound equipment's battery has all died. Everything is on, so now I'm going to pull this, and I've already double checked everything's at TDC. Once I pop this ring out, the tensioner has tension up against it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 19 millimeter 3/4 for the crank, and I'm going to spin it around 2 full times on this, which gives me 1 full rotation, which will put it back at top dead center once everything's said and done. I have turned the crankshaft around 2 full turns, which has put everything back up at timing marks, which the easiest one for me to show, if it even shows, is that one right there, which you can't even see the top mark of it, but that is in time, and the other one is in time as well, which means that everything is installed correctly. So now we can start reassembling. This is the setup going back in. I got the back cover on the bolts on it. There were 9 of them, and there's 5 on each of the top covers. The top covers aren't on yet, just the back cover, so I could get to this has got to get on. So the crank pulley is now on, and it is cranked to 181. I actually ended up having to go get Bill's out of his stuff in my garage because my Craftsman torque wrench only goes to 150 and his goes to 200. So that, plus you have to use that little lockup tool with the wrench, and then that gives you enough to be able to keep everything from moving, and it allows you to get up to the 181 foot-pounds that's needed. Also, for those of you who want to talk crap about my extensions and my torque specs, I'm at 181 and I'm about 3 foot out, and I have a wet torque, so I put Loctite on it. So it actually, even though this takes some of the torque away, it goes back up because of the fact that you wet it. It might not be exactly where it's supposed to be, but it's close enough that it won't come loose. So I've got the timing cover top parts on. They have 5 10 millimeters each, and as you can see right there next to the crank is the tensioner that I had to reinstall. So now I'm going to put the belt on. There are 4 points that the belt is going to come in contact with: the AC, compressor, the alternator, which is up there, the tensioner, and the crank pulley. Easiest way to know which way they go is if it has the ribs, then it gets the rib side of the belt, and if it has the flat, like the tensioner, it gets the back side of the belt. Also, the part number is K060473. This is a Gates belt if you're going to replace it with the Gates belt. Okay, so the last real mechanical part that needed to go on was the top motor mount, which you can see right there, and the 2 bolts with that bracket that hold this wire loom in place. That's the last real mechanical stuff that has to be done on this thing. There's a lot of things that still have to be done. I have to refill the radiator. I have to put a bunch of the covers on, but at this point we are ready to start it. So let's start it, see what it does. All right, so we're started and it's running, and that's exactly what it should sound like. And it's running normal and everything's looking good, so just got to button it up. The next thing that needs done is you need to fill the radiator, which has a cap right around here. Once you fill the radiator and the overflow bottle, which is that white bottle down there, not this one, that is your windshield washers. The white bottle down here is your overflow bottle. Fill it up to the max so that it can draw in if it needs it. Put your cover on, put your engine cover on, and then we work on the wheel. All right, so the last step that you're going to do to finish out this job is put the tire on it, and then you're going to take it around and drive it. Just make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It was idling just fine. It should run just fine. We shouldn't have any problems with it. As I mentioned before, we have a new merch store. Unfortunately, this shirt is not in our merch store, but there's a version of it that has the YouTube logo on the side of it in the merch store, so make sure you check out the link in the description. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. I put about 12 hours into this job personally myself, and I really didn't have any help doing the job. So there's a lot of extra effort going into this particular job because I only have a couple of days off to get this sorted out. So as always, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's the only thing that keeps the channel afloat. If you don't at least thumbs up it, like, nobody's gonna see the video. Thanks for watching.